And this is a different video than my normal videos. This is titled, Mark Waid, You Disappoint Me. See all these comics here? These are comics that I read and that I love. These are graphic novels or trade paperback, whatever you want to call them. Over here is one of my favorite characters, Elektra. Over here is another picture of Elektra that I have on my wall, framed. Why am I showing you this? Because you happen to think, Mark Waid, that somehow if someone doesn't like your current, or your previous, I should say, initiative over at Marvel, that makes them somehow hateful of characters like this. Well, I am not hateful of characters like this. In fact, another one of my favorite characters is Jubilee. And Vampire Jubilee sucked. Black costume Elektra was born. And no matter what you say, no matter what you accuse some reviewers of comics of, it doesn't change the fact that your current initiative was born. Let me add, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, was born. And stupid. And cliche. And a little racist, to be honest with you. Or ethnic centrist, or whatever. But nice way to hit on all the core parts of what you think a Hispanic person is like. Yeah, that wasn't good. In fact, that was actually the complaint of most of my friends who read your LGBTQ characters you inserted into the Marvel storylines, is that they weren't fully realized characters. They were cliches and stereotypes. Yes, they're not the old stereotypes, but they're the modern stereotypes. They're the current stereotypes of what a gay person is supposed to be. Just like Robbie Reyes was a modern stereotype of what a Hispanic person is supposed to be. In fact, the only two or three new initiative characters that actually did any good was for me, and that my friends liked as well, was Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, was Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and to be honest with you, she's way better than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a horrible character. And Miles Morales. And I think everybody agrees that Miles Morales is a great character. And you guys probably should have just killed off Peter Parker in the 616 and let Miles be the new Spider-Man. So, see up there? That's a comic book thing. See there? More comic book stuff up there. See all these? Comic books. All comic books. Mostly I read Marvel. That's what I read. Until lately. Until Marvel Now. The new Now. Whichever one. The Marvel Now. Whatever that was. It sucked. Okay? The only DC that I ever liked was Batman. That was it. Batman and Detective Comics. That's it. And then the New 52, even though I tried almost all the samples of New 52, I did not like any of the New 52 at all, outside of the Snyder Batman. Then they did Rebirth. And now the majority of my comics are DC. Wow. With Marvel, when you guys got rid of Wolverine, when you guys changed Iron Man, when you guys changed Thor, the new storylines sucked. And not just because of the characters you choose to replace the previous ones. X-23 earned her spot. Although I don't think she should have been called Wolverine. I think she should have been titled X-23. And I think it should have been the main line. And you guys should have probably just killed off Wolverine. And just let X-23 be the main Wolverine in the universe. Instead of having 5 or 6 Wolverines. Such as the one on Gwen Stacy's universe. Such as Old Man Logan. You could have just had X-23. Riri Williams was a mistake. Falcon earned his spot as a character. And so did Winter Soldier. Either one of them would have been a great Captain America. But you guys made bad choices. You just did. The storylines were boring. I liked Mockingbird. I really did. But it wasn't what I was expecting, and it definitely wasn't what I was hoping for. And too many people wanted something different from that character, based on the TV show S.H.I.E.L.D., which had a very strong action-packed version of Mockingbird. And that is what people wanted from the comic. I'm sorry, but your initiative sucked. It was boring, the characters were boring, and I went from having 20 Marvel issues a month to having 3. Those 3 were Miles Morales Spider-Man, written by Bendis, Mockingbird, and Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, which I love Spider-Gwen. I think Spider-Gwen is great. But that's it. All my other comics I had to drop. And I bought almost all the relaunch stuff when it came out. All the new characters to take place with the old characters, I bought them. And they were boring. The stories were boring. My best friend who's a lesbian and one of my clients who's gay both hated the American Chavez character. Both thought that Bobby Iceman becoming gay was a bad choice and didn't make sense for the character. That's not me saying it as a straight man. That's my friend saying it as people who identify as LGBTQ. Okay, I'm sorry. A friend of mine who's trans thought that the storylines in America Chavez were horrendous. Sorry. But they were bad and boring storylines, and it had nothing to do with the race of the people reading it. I'm Hispanic. I'm not white. My friends who didn't like the comics are not straight. I'm sorry. And they're not men either. 2 of them identify as women. One biologically, one by gender, by choice. So I'm sorry. But your comics were boring. Mark Waid, you should not go after diversity in comics. That is a stupid move. It is a childish move. And I will think twice before reading a comic with your name attached to it ever again. That is bad. Bad for business and bad for the comics industry reputation. Peace out. This is a little shaky. Talk to you all next time.